Robert Henderson Jr. Show, featuring Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner and president of the Henderson Financial Group. Understanding money. It's all about the money. Understanding money. It's all about the money.
Yes. Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. And joining me live here is my co-host, my business partner, sister-in-law, Lynda V. Harris. Lynda, how you doing today?
I am fantastic, Robert. How are you today?
Fantastic. It's a beautiful morning today.
It is.
All is well, even though this is hurricane season, and they say we have
the
one.
name of the hurricane.
Yeah?
Isaias.
Yes, you like.
I like that.
I don't like the name of.
Strong.
I don't like the name of no hurricane. I don't like no hurricane name. I don't like nothing about a hurricane. You know.
I know.
But we're supposed to be having experiencing some sort of tropical storm or possibly a hurricane later on today here in sunny South Florida. But that's okay because this too shall pass. I've been living in South Florida since I was 10 years old, so I've been here for at least 50 years, you know, and I've weathered the storm, so I feel good about it this time also. I have no fear. The creator of the universe, the heavens and the universe didn't make his people to have the whole sense of fear, so I try not to fear because I know this too shall pass. Even with this pandemic, I know a lot of people have gotten hurt. Over 150,000 people have died. And my heart and prayers go out to the family and the loved ones. For the rest of you all, please wear a mask, social distance, and also be safe. Lynda and I, we're around each other all the time. We're family. I've been knowing Lynda since she was probably 10 or 11 years old. In fact, I'm married to her sister, Natalie. We've been together for 36 years. So everybody in the office, even though our office is not open to the general public, we're actually doing Zooms and go to meetings and a lot of conference call. And we got clients all over the world, and it's been working out really, really fine. So we have social distancing. Inside our office, when we're in the office, we don't really wear masks because everyone's just here in the office, and when they're not in the office, they go straight home. So nobody goes out and party and dance and get some bones.
Twice.
Lynda's been tested twice. So we feel pretty good about it. I guess our germs done kind of mixed with each other. So and the breath, the air that we breathe, it seems to be okay. But hey, you know, whatever happens. Yeah. I don't think you're going to leave here before your time. I'm a real strong believer of God and the Creator that knew me before I was in my mother's womb and knows my time, my day, and my hour. So again, be safe out there and be happy. You know, Lynda, today I want to talk, first of all, Lynda, my sister-in-law, who's been with me for over 20 years. I've been knowing her, like I say, since she was a little kid. She just celebrated her birthday last week. Happy birthday again.
Thank you very much.
She's been really, even though she's licensed in different areas in the financial services area, she's been spending an awful lot of time. I shouldn't say a great amount of time in real estate development sector. And it has proven very well. It's really been rewarding for us. And today I want to talk to her about this whole development, financial, economic, the development scene, being a black woman in development. How does it work? And why isn't so many people of color developing? And when I say developing, I mean real estate developing. I mean, you want to buy rental property, but a lot of times nowadays the rental property has skyrocketed, and sometimes it's much cheaper to actually buy the land and build it from scratch, so to speak, and you may come out with a better. So we're going to talk to Lynda about that. But before, Lynda, we go into that, I want to acknowledge that the stock market has really been very volatile during these trying times with restaurant businesses are closed or shut down. And then you also have the airline industry that's basically crippled. And then we also have like the cruise lines and also the hotels. And it's amazing how the stock market is still up high. I mean, it's up over 25,000 or 26,000 shares, 26,000 points. It's really up high. And yesterday it was down, but it went up again. And it's amazing what's happening in the stock market while a lot of people, I mean, over 40 million people are out of jobs. people don't have money. People are dying. It's pandemic, but yet the stock market continues to march on. A lot of people are not in the stock market, but some are indirectly in the stock market with your 401ks and your TSPs. But it's been incredible. I mean, we thought that, since all of this happened, that the stock market, at one time in March, it went from 29,000 and dropped to 15,000, only to recuperate. And now, it's back up there pretty high. It's not, I mean, it's amazing how it is steady, being resilient. And I think the only thing that can shake it right now, we're probably going to have some pullbacks with this election. And God knows which way that's going to go.
I don't know if it's going to pull back or.
But the stock. I think that the pandemic has a lot to do with it, but not as much as we thought.
Right.
Because since I've been in the business for over 35 years, the market seems to be like an elusive lady. It does the opposite of what you're going to think it's going to do.
I got you.
You think she's going to say yes, but she says no.
no.
Yes. So it was so easy to predict that the stock market will crash because of these industries hurting. From the hotel industry to the airline industry to the restaurant industry to the cruise ship. We thought that it would actually crash, but we found out that there's a lot of other industries that it didn't really affect. I mean, companies like Zoom, as a matter of fact, the FANG companies, Facebook, Amazon.
People ordering things from Amazon.
Yeah,
Man.
they had record sales, and the stock it's over $3,000 a share. Facebook, with all of its turmoil, I mean, the stock just we're on Facebook. I guess a lot of corporations pull their ads because of Facebook attitude. That stock is steady, resilient. It's going up. Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft is still hanging in there. Is doing pretty good. But Apple stock, man, let me tell you something. And I want to talk. The reason why I want to talk about this Apple, because Apple stock is over $400. Matter of fact, it hit $425 a share yesterday. It went up over 40 points. Now, and then they had a nerve to announce a stock split, a 4-for-1 stock split.
Good news.
Very good news.
Good news.
But in the last time, I'm gonna explain to you guys what a stock split is. Let's break it down to you first. All right. The last time Apple split their stock was in 2014. And they gave you 7-to-1. In other words, for every one share that you had, when they split the stock, for every one share that you have, they give you 7 shares free. Now, instead of you saying you got one share of Apple stock at $50 a share, now you don't have one share. This is in 2014.
Right.
They gave you, instead of one, you got 7 shares. Now, what they do is they split the stock and the price goes down to be equivalent to your one share. That is fantastic. Let me tell you something. 30 years ago, 20 years ago, we used to make a lot of money off stock splits. So let me explain to you, Lynda, we're going to play act this and walk this through so I can tell you what a stock split is.
Alrighty.
Now, Apple just announced that they're going to do a 4-for-1 stock split, okay? So let me explain to you simply. You don't need a calculator, but I'm going to walk it through so you guys can understand what a stock split and what effect does it have and why did the stock even go up further after they made their report card. Their earnings came out and said that they did very well. Their sales were good for this quarter. Okay, so imagine, let's go back into time.
Okay.
So let's say Apple, for example, and I'm going to make these numbers up to keep it simple.
You got it.
Okay, so let's say Apple stocks was selling at $50 a share. Okay, so, and Lynda, you bought, I would say, 100 shares.
Mr. Henderson, I'd like to buy 100 shares of Apple at $50 a share.
Okay, so $100 a share.
$50 a share.
Right.
100 shares.
That's $5,000.
Here you go.
Okay, now what is a share? A share of stock it represents ownership in the company. So even though Apple have millions of shares to represent their whole totality of their company, anyone could buy a slice, a share, like a piece of slice. Anyone, regardless of your race, your color, your creed,
You're only
your
an
gender.
account number to them.
That's it. That's it, just a number.
Right.
So you said you're going to buy 100 shares
Yes, sir.
of the stock at $50 a share.
That's correct.
So you spend $5,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we put that in the book. Now, let's say a year later, Apple shares is selling at $100 a share.
Whoa, I bought it for 50.
That's
so
right.
Now it's worth 10,000 instead of 5.
Exactly. Because
Yes.
you have 100 shares. You bought it at initial 100 shares at 50. Those same shares are not worth $50 each. Now they're worth $100 each, and you have 100. So now it's worth 10,000, right? That's
Gotcha.
only after 1 year. Talk about putting money in the bank or a CD. Oh my goodness, right? If you don't know what you don't know, you just don't know,
Don't
right?
know.
All right, so now, since your money doubled in 1 year, you went out braggadocious. You just a braggadocious. You told your friends, your cousins, everybody, and you just bragged about how you made money in this stock called Apple. It could have been Microsoft. It could have been Amazon. It could have been anyone. We're just using Microsoft. We're just using Apple as an example because this is
We're not
really
endorsing Apple.
That's right. We're not endorsing.
Play acting.
We're not telling you to go out and
No,
buy.
we're not
We're
doing
just
that.
giving you some education here because this show is about education. Okay, so
Absolutely.
let's walk this through again.
Okay.
So you go out and you brag, hey, look at me. What are you going to say? What are you going to tell someone? Hey,
Well, I'm at a cocktail party. I'm looking very nice in my shimmery dress, and the conversation turns to money, and I brag about my financial advisor, and I say I just doubled my money in Apple. You mean you don't have Apple?
right. And then someone asks you, how much did you buy? How much did it cost?
Oh, I got in at $50 a share.
Well, how much is it now?
It's $100 a share, so I made $5,000 without, going to work and clocking in.
Right. So people follow other people. You follow your coworkers. Girl, what did you do? Hey, man, hey, you got a new Corvette? Hey, you got this new Lexus? And people, we copy each other. We do it in traffic all the time. You're driving, there's no accident.
Traffic.
You're driving, there's no accident. All of a sudden, you hit a pocket, a school of fish, so to speak, and everybody doing 20 miles an hour. You're looking around. What happened? Everybody, they don't even know each other, but everybody just psychologically just decide to just slow down. Why? Because it's 10 minutes to 5. So everybody's slowing down and everybody do whatever. So in other words, we copy each other, believe it or not.
Okay.
So now we're looking at you and I'm saying, Lynda, you bought it at $50 a share. Now it's at $100 a share. I don't want to pay $100 a share.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just not going to buy it.
What?
Because you bragging how you bought it for 50.
Oh, so you're going to feel like a sucker buying it for $100.
Most people do.
Most people do.
They'll say it's too high.
It's too high, absolutely.
So next year go buy, right?
Right.
Now you at the cocktail party again.
Looking just as fabulous, and they're going, how's that Apple stock going? Did it go down yet? No, it's up. I
Right.
bought it at 50.
Now-
It was at 100 the last time we spoke.
Now it's at $200 a share.
Oh my goodness! So I'm just the belle of the ball,
Right.
And I'm just bragging.
And then your friend feeling like, oh my God, I hate her
should have
guts.
bought it,
I should have bought it at 50 when you bought it, and now it's at 200.
and he should have bought it at 100,
Right.
but he thought it was too high.
That's right.
Okay.
So now it's at 200.
Really happens too. This
No,
really
no,
happens.
this is real life. So now it's at 200,
Uh-huh.
and you feel like, oh my God, I like that stock. I really like that stock. I really want to get in on that stock. Jesus.
I can't have Lynda coming back next Christmas party bragging.
Right.
So I got to get some of that.
And let's just say 6 months later, the cocktail party's again.
Okay.
And here you go again with your Apple stock.
Here I go talking about what I'm making in Apple.
Now 6 months. Now the Apple stock is at $300 a share.
So I rush into the party. Hello, everybody. Did you know Apple's at $300 now? Remember I bought it for $50 and everybody ooh and ahs.
Right. And now you got 100 shares at 300. How much is that? $30,000.
Right. And what did I invest? $5,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, all that growth in the value of that, did you pay any taxes?
No.
There was no taxes. Why? Because she didn't sell.
Right.
Oh my God, what kind of racket is that? If you buy real estate, man, every year you got to pay taxes.
Property
and insurance,
taxes, insurance,
and the maintenance of
yeah.
it. So who came up with this? If you buy stock and just let it go up and don't sell it, you don't pay any taxes? Who came up with that? Poor people? No, rich people. Ownership,
Yeah.
owning something, own Apple, own Google, own Nike, own Prada, own Gucci. Yeah, own the utility company that you're paying money to every month. Own the gas company, buy shares in the company and ride it out too. You should be paying yourself 10% of everything you earn anyway. I want you to remember this. 10% of everything you earn is yours to keep. You got to put that in your mind. 10% of everything you earn is yours to keep. You got to subliminal. You got to keep saying that. Okay, so let's get back to the example. Okay, so Lynda. So now let's say 6 months is at 300. So we fast forward in this, okay? So let's just say a year later,
Okay.
now Apple stock is at $400 a share.
I'm walking in that cocktail party. I'm sipping my champagne, and I'm going to say hello to everybody. Guess where Apple is at now?
$400.
$400.
And how many shares did you buy?
I bought 100 shares at $50 a share.
Wow.
Yeah. So I am, I'm all that now.
40,000 vested.
Everybody
5,000.
wants my financial advisor's number now.
Yeah, his name is Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner. Okay, certified tax code 305-825-1444.
That's
Okay,
right.
now.
Okay.
Okay, so now let me tell you, your friends are very envious. You know, they really wish that they would have got in when the stock was at 50. So the consensus out there, not only your friends, but a lot of people feel like that. So what happens is the board of directors knows how you feel because they study you. They study us. I'm telling you. They study us. Madison Avenue corporations study human behaviors, what you're feeling, advertise. They do that. They know that. They know if you like red, if you like blue. They know if you like black, white. They know. They study this. They know what you like to drink. They know how much sugar to put in your products. They know how big to make your cups.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What portions to give you at restaurants. They know.
They
everything.
study this,
Yeah,
okay? They
do.
study you. If you think they don't know you, they know you, okay? Now, so the board of directors says, listen, there's a lot of people out there that really want to buy this stock, but it's too high, they're saying. So why don't we have a meeting, and what we're going to do, we're going to split this stock.
Split? What do you mean split? They tired of me bragging about my $50 that I got in at, and so they want other people to have access to it because it's just too high right now.
That's right, and a lot of people want to buy it. They want to own the stocks, but it's just too high. They can't afford it. So the board of directors says, okay, what should we do? We're going to do a stock split. So what we're going to do is we're going to announce that for every 100 shares, every one share you have,
Okay.
we're going to do a 2-for-1 split.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So a 2-for-1 split means the shares at $400 a share, right?
Mhm.
So let's just say next month we're going to announce anyone who owns the shares
Okay.
on October 15th.
Okay.
Let's just say the stock is at $400 right now. We're going to give you, for every one share you have, we're going to give you free another share.
So now I have, instead of 100 shares, I have 200.
Right. But not at $400 because right now the stock is selling at $400.
Right.
And you have 100 shares.
Right.
So 100 times 400 shares is 40,000.
Right.
So the company said, what we're going to do is we're going to give you free of charge. We're going to give you another 100 shares. And first thing I know you're thinking is, oh my God.
Oh my God, just double my money.
Right. No. But no. Well,
not how it
this
works.
they're going to give you another 100 shares free.
Okay.
But they're going to reduce the price for everyone instead of $400 a share to $200 a share.
Gotcha.
So now you have 200 shares, right?
Right.
But the price is not $400. The price now is $200.
Okay.
So 200 shares times $200 per share is still $40,000.
Absolutely.
You see that? See that
Absolutely.
mind Jedi thing?
But it lets the other people at the cocktail party
Come in now.
come in now.
Instead of paying $400,
Right.
they can come in initially at $200.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people do that.
A lot of people
And a
do
lot of
that.
people say, okay, now it's on sale. Stock is on sale. But what Apple did in 2014, they did a 7-for-1. Rather than one share you had, you got 7 shares
So
free.
that really brought
Yes.
the price down.
Now Thursday when the report card came out, they announced, okay, we're gonna do a 4-for-1. So now, Lynda, in this example,
Okay.
let's say you have your 100 shares at $400.
Gotcha.
So they're gonna do a 4-for-1.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of having 100 shares, they're gonna give you another 300 shares free. So now you're gonna have 400 shares, but it's not gonna be at $400. They're gonna drop it down to $100. Ain't that something?
That's something.
So now
everybody can join the party.
now that same girl said, boy, I missed it last time. I'm not gonna miss it
I'm
this
not
time.
gonna miss it this time.
Apple stock gonna be selling instead of $400. They put it on sale for $100 a share. Oh, I'm in.
And they're gonna say, Lynda, I got in at the same price as you, so now we both can brag, and I'm gonna say, I have double the amount of shares.
Exactly. Exactly. The share price came down, but instead of you having 100 shares, you have 400 shares.
Absolutely.
Now a new person can come in and they can buy the stock at 100. Do you think that's going to induce more people to buy? And guess what? Supply and demand. The more demand, people coming in buying the shares, guess what happened to the share price? It goes back up.
Yeah.
So it'll drop down to 100, and before you know it, it'll be at 200.
And I still have my 400 shares. You still got in for 100. The cocktail party, everybody's now participating.
Isn't that
in the Apple
amazing?
conversation.
That's we just walked you
Stock
through a
split.
stock split. So when they say a 2-for-1, they're gonna half the price and give you double the shares, so you didn't lose
And
out.
not every company split stocks.
Man, let me tell
We're
you something.
hoping that some of the big boys do, but a lot of them, like you said, they love to brag that my price is over $1,000.
And back in the 90s, let me tell you something. We used to make so much money. I mean, McDonald's split their stock 4 times in 1 year. You
And
bought
it
100
ran back
shares,
up,
and it
yeah.
ran back up.
Yeah.
You know, McDonald's used to do that all the time. A lot of companies used to split their stock. It used to be so fashionable to split their stock. People were making that's like free money.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden, it became braggadocious and stylish to have your stock selling for $1,000 a
Yeah,
share.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
$3,000 a
Yeah.
share. Tesla's $1,500 a share. I'm hoping that my Apple started this going back old school. I'm hoping that the other companies pick up and start splitting their stocks too.
I know.
If that happens,
Whoa.
boy,
Yeah,
boy, if that
our
happens,
phone should be ringing off the hook.
if that happens, I'm telling you.
More so than now. It really
Yes.
should be.
Okay. All right. So
All right.
I want to just give you that's current news. That's just happened. So I wanted to explain you guys how stock splits work.
Okay.
And every company can do them. Okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Now the topic of the day, what I want to really talk about is, Lynda, you've been spending a lot of time in developing.
I have, and you had a lot to do with that because since we started working together, one of your philosophies is diversify.
Yes.
Number one.
Yes.
Secondly, get various licenses,
Yes.
have various, I don't want to say hustles, but ways to make money.
Yes.
Because when this industry goes down or
Right.
this cycle go down or this, then you can flip to the other. I mean, we've owned mortgage companies, real estate
Right.
companies, title companies.
Right.
We bought land years ago, so now it's time to develop. And everything is timing,
Yes.
right?
Everything is time. I think a lot of people of color, since we've our history, we've been mistreated so awfully. I mean, it was so awful. I think that a lot of times we want instant gratification. This time thing really hurts us because when you say, listen, you have to plant a seed or you have to invest in something that's going to take 5 years or 10 years. A lot of people who feel like they're behind, they say that take too long.
They get discouraged.
They get discouraged.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, time is going by whether you like it or not. You can't do anything about it. So you might as well have time working for you. But most people say, no, that's going to take too long.
Yeah.
But no, you can't stop time. I don't care who you are, rich, famous, black, white, I don't care who you are, you can't stop time. It's going to keep on. So you might as well let time be on your work for you. And when, like you said, we've done stuff and now it's coming to fruition 20 years later.
Absolutely.
10 years later.
Absolutely.
I mean, so we don't care about if something takes 15 years. That's fine. I mean,
Yeah,
we
'cause
put
you
it in the
said,
ground.
Lynda, let's just get this and sit on it 10 years. I'm like, oh, what, 10 years? Why would? But to your point, time can be your best friend or your worst enemy depending on how you treat it and how you look at it.
And you're right. And when you say that, I'm really a proponent of that farmer's attitude.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something. If you only have one source of income, you're in trouble.
Whew.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. I don't care how old you are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're getting Social Security, if you're getting a pension, that's fine. But you need to create your money should always be working for you. Okay, your money should always be working for you. Don't just sit your money in the bank. When you sit your money in the bank, the reason why you don't get paid or get anything because it's sinful. It really is. You're not really blessing. You're not using your money to make money. You should always be having your money
Can't
working
tell
money
people
for you.
they sinning. How
No,
about
that is a
they
sin. That's why you don't make
money?
that.
Man.
Let me tell you something. Sin means to miss the mark. That's why you're not prospering. Because and another thing is most people get money and they've been taught to just spend money. No, your money, you can spend it. Yeah, you can eat it so you can, to survive, but you should always have some money planting it so it can prosper and make more money. It has got to multiply.
Yeah.
And like you said, I've always advocated having
Always.
different sources of income, diversifying, okay?
Absolutely.
I don't care if you work for the state, the government, the Fed, I don't care who you work for. When you're doing service and you're receiving that, you have to take your money and have your money working for you.
Absolutely. And if nothing else, this pandemic, like I said, I thought, we own apartment buildings. It's recession proof, but not pandemic proof.
Yes.
And so when these people lost their jobs and now the need for decent
Housing?
workforce housing is huge, and they're throwing so much money at that industry.
But when you say they are throwing, because a lot of people don't understand the ins and out when you say they. Who is they?
So there's an entity in Florida, Florida Finance Housing Corporation. That is the entity that's tasked with providing funds for low income, and we don't like to use that word. We like to say workforce housing.
Oh, okay.
And there's certain demographics that really can't afford. There's aged out foster children. There's domestic women that suffer from domestic violence. There's disabled people. There's mentally and physically disabled. Where do they live? And so it's not profitable for the big investors to build housing for them because they can't pay a lot. So there's an entity in Florida that gives us developers the funds as long as we keep the rents low enough for this demographic.
Hold on. You said there's an entity in Florida, but I'll assume that it's in other states that have something similar, right?
Absolutely.
And you say this entity actually when you say give you funds, give you money?
Florida Finance Housing Corporation, look it up. Their job, their main task is to give funds to developers for low income workforce housing, and like I said, those demographics. But I know what you're saying out there. Nobody gives you anything.
Right, free.
Nobody just say, here's money and do what you have. Here's the catch.
Okay.
And the devil is in the details, but the main detail is you have to keep that rent at a certain level.
Okay.
You have no mortgage for 20 years. You don't have to pay us back for 20 years.
Wow.
But in that 20 years, come year 20,
Right.
the goal is to have that property worth more than what you built it for.
Okay.
You pay them off.
Okay.
Of course, you refinance, whatever. But in the meantime, it's cash flowing for you.
Wow.
Because you have no mortgage.
Wow.
And then you have municipalities, Robert, that need these type of housing. So they have departments that also support affordable housing. Your community redevelopment agencies, your community development block grants. So when I say there's money out there, there's a litany.
So there are a lot of people that are getting rich and wealthy off being in this business.
You talk about corporate welfare. When I first got into it, I could not believe. I'm sitting there, and my mentor and the gentleman that's helping me, and I'm watching him get $500,000 from this CRA and $4 million from Florida Finance Housing with no mortgage. I'm like, what?
And he ain't had to put no money down.
No.
And they give him $4 million to build what?
As long as you house this demographic. And so when you see, don't be surprised when you see all these tall, beautiful buildings, because affordable housing looks nothing like what it used to look like. Nothing. A lot of it's financed by Florida Finance Housing, and a lot of it is for workforce
So you're
housing.
saying all around the country, mainly they have these entities, these organizations.
Every state.
Every state, and that's their job.
Absolutely.
So when you see these, let's say downtown Detroit or whatever, okay, or you say some area, I mean it's all over the states. You're seeing these buildings. Most of us think those are rich people that got good credit and making a lot of money.
Some are.
Yeah, some
But a
are.
lot,
But you're saying most of them don't look like us.
No.
Because we don't even know that we don't even know that there's such a program, a game like this to be played.
Yeah, that's why it's you talk about developers, the number of females, probably 4%. Black females, forget about it. I go to these conferences and trainings and what have you, and very often, as far as the development side, there's only a handful of us.
So, but why do you call it corporate welfare? Explain that more, welfare.
Because you think that these corporations that's building these big, beautiful buildings are using their own money. But it's the government money.
Wow.
Just like food stamps, and they complain about, this person getting this government subsidy and this. You're getting it as well.
So
you're getting tax credits for building this, so your corporation don't pay taxes. You're getting money from these entities to build and house certain people, and you're getting 20% of it is your development fee.
Whoa.
And that's money in your pocket.
So you saying
this is very lucrative.
And you're saying like 99% of the people that are taking advantage of this don't look like me and you.
It doesn't. But it can, and that's why I really delved into it, and you pushed me to delve into it. It's like, why can't we build? What you doing, Lynda? What you doing? We got land, do something, find out about it. And
Yes.
I'm like, okay, I most certainly will.
Because I asked her, I said, Lynda, now, I mean, I'm really focusing on dealing with personal financial planning. I said, Lynda, you know, Lynda loves real estate. Lynda handles a lot of our units, apartments, and stuff that we have. And I said, Lynda, I see a lot of things going on. I need you to find out what are they doing, because I know that there's always a back door. There's always, and even in the financial services business, what we pride ourselves on telling you about things that you don't even know, that you didn't even know you didn't know. I mean, anybody can talk to you about a mutual fund. Anybody can talk to you about stocks. They probably can't explain it as good as and simple as we can explain
Absolutely.
it. But you know, you can go to Vanguard or Fidelity. Most of y'all have your stuff there, but you're just a number. You really don't understand, and you really have to understand the way the game is played and what's really going on. And let me tell you something: the people that make the most money, they just showing you a little bit of the stuff. They're not telling you the stuff that go on in the back behind the curtains. And that's what we like to do. We like to find out what's really happening behind the curtains. How does this stuff really works, and who's benefiting, and what's the pros and the cons. That's what sets us apart. And just still, instead of just being a financial services company, we investigate it because we know that there's always something that they're not telling us. That's what we're more about, and we bring it to you. Whether it's this life insurance strategies, whether it's real estate strategies, whether it's security strategies,
Stock splits.
whether it's tax strategies.
Oh, my goodness.
Because mostly, let me tell y'all something. I tell you all the time that the U.S. tax code, this 73,000 page code book with no pictures, 99% of that whole tax law in the U.S. tells you how not to pay taxes. You wouldn't even think that. You would think that the taxes, the government, are always trying to take on your money. Let me tell you something. But when you know what you don't, when you know what you don't know,
Okay.
that little book, thick book with no pictures. A lot of y'all read the Bible and still don't understand it. I'm gonna tell you something. Along with reading your Bible,
Okay.
and your ancient writings, you got to understand. If you're accountant and you're paying taxes, and they're telling you, okay, you made this amount of money, you got to pay this amount. That's it. You need to get another accountant. You need to call us, okay? If you have an entity, if you have a business, and if you just have an LLC, you're paying too much taxes. Okay, if you have an S corp and you have a business, you're paying too much taxes. Okay, if you have a C corp, that's all. You have one entity, you're paying too much taxes. If you're in business, you should have at least one or two different type of entities under that with that business, and that it's going to help reduce your taxes. Did you know this? Did your accountant tell you this? No. And when it comes to, like Lynda said, development, all these buildings that you see going up, and people don't look like you. They ain't all got money.
No. What they have is, this business is not for somebody. You know, Robert, we all know people that start something and never finish it.
Yes.
The newest thing that come around, and Amway, Smamway, Malaluka, Skinny Tea, everything that come around, they get in it.
Yes.
And then they just abandon it. This is not the industry for that. So when you see these buildings, oh, they gentrifying our community. They coming in, they. You could be the they. You know, you selling the land. They're not coming in taking our land. There was a radio show on the other day. I couldn't resist calling in. And the topic was gentrification, and they were, oh, they taking our land. They not taking it. Y'all selling it when Big Mama died. Why don't you keep the land and develop it yourself? Just because you get a flyer or somebody knocking on your door and you just sell it like that, you need to investigate. If you want to do this, you can do it. The first thing I did was learn. I took that community development, community real estate development. I got certified in that. Then I went to every type of webinar. I took an 8-week course in small development financing. I learned everything I could because, like I said, we had land that we bought years ago.
Yes.
And just to walk you through, first thing you want to do, if you got land, that's gold. That's money. You can take it to the bank, and you can pledge that land to get the funds to build on it. Secondly, you want to find out, what can I build on it? And these days, Miami-Dade County, they love developers now. They're actually giving us a little concierge to walk us through. They want us to build workforce housing because that person serving your latte can't even afford to live in Miami.
Wow.
So they want us to build affordable workforce housing. You want to see what you can build on it? You got to do your soil test to make sure it's not contaminated. You want to get your financing together. You want to get your team together. All of that's called a developer. I get people asking, is there a degree? I mean, how do you become no, you find the money and you get it done.
Isn't that something?
You find the
There's
money.
no
and get it
college
done.
degree.
There's no college degree.
Textbook.
They make it sound like it's so hard. It's somebody that's going to take time with you, show you the ropes, but you got to hang in there.
Wow.
And to apply for all these different funding sources, sometimes the applications are 80 pages.
Wow.
But you got to do it.
Lynda,
Can't just abandon it.
you should come up with a blueprint, like a structure to help people, and anyone who wants to get into
You think there's an interest out there?
Do you think that there's an interest?
You think people want to know this? I'll be happy to.
Yeah, I think people would want to know, but I'm going to warn you all
Mm-hmm.
out there. I know a lot of you all like to do things fast, but everything is worth having.
Right.
You have to put some time in it. You really do. And it becomes a passion. And the better you do it, just like cooking, the better you do it, the more you do it, the better you become.
Yeah.
And, you got to get away from this get rich quick mentality.
Yeah.
The system is not built for that. It's for being really good at what you do. If you want to be a good doctor, you want to make a lot of money, you better be a good doctor first. Service. So whatever you want to do, you have to put a lot of time in it, and you have to dedicate it and be serious about it. You can't cheat the universe, okay? It knows if you're good. It knows if you're faking, because it will come to pass and you'll wind up with dirt.
Expect the unexpected.
Yes.
And just be patient.
And learn.
learn.
And what are you doing? Just watching TV? You should learn something about it. And just because you don't know anything about something, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, anytime you learn, the whole definition of learning something is, you didn't know it before. And every time I learn something, I've looked back and I say, oh my God, look how much I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you never get to a point where you know everything. I don't care if you got a pulse. That means there's something that you can learn. And just because you're not sick
true.
doesn't mean you can't get better. You should always be getting better. Here we go. Good, better, best. Never let them rest until your good become your better, and your better become your
third grade
best.
speech.
That's my third. I will never forget that.
You will never forget it.
Good, better, best. Never let them rest until your good become your better, and your better become your best.
Love
If
it.
you feel like you're just tired, you're worn out, you missed the boat, that's all in your mind. That's all in your thinking. And you're the thinker that think that thought. So if you're feeling bad, feeling depressed about, your economic situation, you're thinking that. You are one thinking that, and you're hurting yourself. So I want you to pick up yourself by your bootstrap.
Yeah,
Give us a call. Say, what can I do? Let's have a conversation. 305-825-1444. So, Lynda, now, you're saying that what's amazing, when you came back and said, Robert, these people are building these buildings with no money.
With no money.
I mean, it's like Section 8.
Right.
See, most people of color, not most people of color, there are but let me clarify this.
Okay.
Section 8 pays out more money to people not of color than they pay out to people of color. I want to say this again. Section 8, welfare, government assistance, pays out more government assistance, welfare, food stamp, not to people of color, the people of not of color. It's just simple.
Okay.
Because you're talking about 328 million people in America. The people of color is only about 40 million.
So based on sheer numbers.
So based on sheer numbers.
Yeah.
Don't ever be fooled and think that just because the color of your skin that you on, most of us are on government assistance. Not true. And let me tell you something. Contractors, they get all these $500 million contracts and all this stuff from the Pentagon and the government. They don't look like you. But that's what Lynda means by corporate welfare. In the real estate business, a lot of these buildings that's going up around the country, it's Section 8 corporate money to people don't look like you to build those, and you don't even know about it. You don't know that. You think that those are only wealthy people. That's not true.
It's so not true. They're not using their own money. They're getting money, and banks have to give so many grants out for affordable housing.
Yes?
Yeah. So you can get. It just blew my mind. It's like, oh, here's $100,000 grant because we got to use it or lose it. The government gives grants to banks and what we call CDFIs, the credit unions, and they need to give it to for-profit and non-profit. You got to be patient in this game, though. The project we're doing in North Miami, thought we had it there, ready to get construction drawings, only to find out we needed to be 5 feet from the property line. We were only 2.5. Stop the presses. Now we got to get a variance. That took another 30 days. So you can't be in a hurry. You can't hustle your way through it. You can't lie your way through it. You can't go through the back door and, let me cut corners. You don't want to do that.
What about relationships? Does a relationship play a part?
Oh, it's huge.
And explain
It's
relationships.
huge. I actually took your grandson with me to a homeowners meeting because the project in North Miami, you got to buy into the neighborhood. You can't just come in there and just say, I'm going to build this, because they will do that not in my backyard. They will go to those commission meetings and they will shout you down.
Wow.
So the first thing I did, you guys were traveling, I dressed him up. Oh, he was my money shot. I dressed DJ up in a suit with a hat, took him to the Homeowners Association meeting. They ate him up and loved him, and I got my project approved. So that relationship, I'm sorry I used the baby, but that relationship I had to form with the homeowners. I got to go to the commission meetings. I got to find out which commissioner is in my district of the project I want to build. I may have to donate because we can only go up to a certain amount without a federal license. And you just got to... They love to be schmoozed, these commissioners. They want to see you.
So that's what
you
politics.
Go to the gala, and it's relationship.
The relationship.
Sure. Yeah.
Man, you got to have a relationship. You got to
really,
get
really
involved.
Because they'll say, who are you coming in here? I've never seen you before. So you find out, for me, I go so far as to look at their Facebook page, see if we have friends in common.
Who's on the committee?
Who's on the committee? Where does she get her hair done from?
Oh man!
I mean, this is serious.
Oh,
Rob.
man.
This is really serious.
Like a TV show.
Who's a chief of staff?
Whoa!
Yeah, it's serious. But you can do it. So one thing I can say, if you got any land, that's like gold now. Nobody was calling us for our 5 plots of dirt 10 years ago. Now, 2 calls a week.
Wow.
You want to sell? You want to sell?
Yeah.
And it's timing.
I mean, we bought like 5 lots in the city of North Miami. I think I was back in 2004 or something.
I believe
so. 16
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. And now
they're
we bought
just
it for
throwing
pennies.
money. Yeah, we bought it for a little bit of money, and we just sat on it. I told you, I said, just sit on it, just plant a seed. And that was 16 years ago.
And now we have the CRA saying, how can we help you build?
And now so you got a grant for $300,000, $400,000. They're just giving us money, saying, "Hey, build something." That's amazing. And so buying land, we're not talking about buying land out in the woodies, the boondocks. That's going to take 20, 30, 50 years for somebody, 100 years for someone to come there. We're saying, a lot of these lots that are in your community.
Yeah.
I don't care where you live.
Yeah. Don't buy swampland.
Yeah.
Go, like you said, they have 20-year plans, these municipalities.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Go find out what they're planning. Is there an airport coming in 10 years? Are they widening the road like they did with Ocala? Is there an extension of I-75? You can go do your research and find out what's happening 20 years from now.
Yes.
You really can. So don't let anybody sell you any swampland where you can't even build anything because the soil is so wet. Go and find out and do your homework.
So let me ask you a question. Now, developer, do you need a contractor's license? I mean, because a lot of people have contractor's license that they don't do anything with. And do you need to have a contractor's license in order to build?
No. So 2 different things. Developer and GC, general contractor, 2 different
things.
Developer, we find the money, we get the project together, and then we go hire a contractor, general contractor.
So to be a developer, you just got to have an idea.
That's really it. I like the way you put that.
Wow.
You got to have an idea. You got to have the relationships. You got to really know what you're doing and have faith in yourself. Because you got this land and now it's just dirt and you running around popping your collar like you got something. You have nothing until you've assembled a team and go find the money and get that building built.
Now, when you say team, since you have a dream and you say, okay, I'm going to buy this lot or buy this land and I want to build such and such, right?
Right.
Now, when you say a team, what would the team consist of? How do you put together a team?
You need a good architect.
Okay.
A really good architect, not somebody that's going to build a building that looks like a jailhouse. You
Okay.
want them to build something creative. Like I said, workforce, low force housing looks nothing like it used to.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It's got balconies. You know, you want a good architect with a vision, and that's done it before.
But is it hard finding an architect? Do you just look in the, Google architect? How do you really, you have to have a relationship with architect?
You want a relationship or you want a referral.
Or you can ask
because
somebody.
they can break your budget. Ask. Definitely get a referral. I've driven by buildings, Robert, and I've said, I love that, and I look up who was the architect.
Ah.
Or if it's being built, I pull over, I find out who's the general contractor. And ask for their, because I know that's something in my vision. So I've stopped my car and asked for the number. Who's this builder? Who's the architect? And very often they have a sign out there
Okay,
as well.
so since you have a vision, you say, okay, I'm going to buy this land, and you say, okay, the first thing you got to get a good architecture.
You want to get a good architect.
Now, if you don't know a good architect, then you can call and for referrals.
Absolutely.
'Cause we definitely-
Please just don't go to the phone book, because they can break your budget. You have a certain budget, so the team, a good architect.
Okay.
You want to get a good general contractor, and you want to make sure that they're not trying to just be the low bidder.
What do you
They
mean
can
by that?
break
A
you.
low bidder.
So I know, based on what I know, that this 24 unit building is going to cost about $7 million to build.
Okay.
Just to get the job, I got somebody coming in saying I can build it for $4. No.
Why is
You know
that?
it's going to be cost overruns. You know it's $170 plus just $200 per square foot. That's construction cost. You got to know something.
So how does that work when someone comes in, when you know the building's probably going to cost $7 million, and they come in low bid just so they can get the job, and then once they get the job, once they're in there and you start spending money, then they start telling you the real cost. But then you in too deep with them. You done gave them money, and now they start nickel and diming you.
Oh, that's the worst thing, because
Yes.
now your permit's going to expire. Time is running out. You've drawn down money on, if you have a loan. Every time you take money, there's a debt. Now they're charging you interest on it, your construction loan. So don't just go for the low bidder. That can be the kiss of death. They're submitting cost overruns invoices to you, and you're ready to fight.
So how do
You're
you
just
find-
ready to fight?
So how do you find, how do you avoid that?
Again, you find someone with experience.
Reputable?
When I see reputable, don't just go for the low bidder. Ask around. That's why when we go to these conferences and these workshops and we start asking who did this, how'd you come in, and they give you referrals. You go look at what you like, and then you ask the developer, how was your experience?
I see.
And you want to get a good accountant, because we have to pay out the invoices to all these, and you have to keep a good account of it. So you want to get a good accountant on your team. as well.
Is it what any accountant do, or?
No, you want someone that's definitely experienced in construction, accounting for construction projects, because they have to pay the draws.
So even though you might have a personal accountant to do your personal income taxes, but you want to have a different accountant when you want to build.
Somebody that's experienced, and maybe my accountant has done that as well, but very often that's not the case.
Okay.
You want somebody that's definitely doing that. And now let's say it's all built. Great. Now you got to lease up. So you want somebody that have experience in getting the right people in and doing the background checks and collecting your rent. You don't want to just hang a sign up and everybody that comes and gives you a deposit is in there. You got to make sure you have somebody manage it well as well. So
Okay.
it's time consuming but interesting. So what do you think people are interested in?
I
If
think,
we- if we
because
just have a talk or discussion.
I think
or-
people are,
what you
because
think?
we recommend real estate a lot for diversification. We don't want you to put all your money in the stock market. We totally against that, because we don't have all our money there. We like diversification, so you should have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. And we like real estate because it really helps a great deal to reduce and mitigate your taxes on your personal income taxes. So we encourage people to look for income producing property, because like I said, it gives you a lot of tax breaks. But not only that, the cash flow is very, 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 very good. And I like to recommend and tell clients, we need to go out and buy a duplex or a triplex or a 10-unit apartment building, and diversify there. So we'll do that. And right now, it seems to be that prices are very high.
Yeah.
I mean, a duplex used to cost, $200,000 or $250,000. I picked up a duplex for few years ago for a hundred thousand.
Yeah.
I think, and I just bought it cash, and it's like 350,000 now. That's like 2 years ago. But now you can't. It's really hard to do that. I mean, I get calls all the time that people want to buy my property, whatever. I don't want to, because I'm getting the cash flow, plus it's giving the tax benefits. But now it's cheaper to actually build a rental property.
In a lot of cases it is, Robert.
It's cheaper to
Especially
build it.
multifamily. And let's not forget this little extra bonus when you're the developer. You include your developer fee in the budget.
Wow.
And that can, if you're dealing with Florida finance housing money, they allow you 16% of the cost of the project, construction costs. And if it's your own project, depends on what makes it cash flow.
Wow.
So you get a lump sum as a developer fee.
Wow. Those who are just tuning in, I'm Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. This is my sister-in-law, business partner, Lynda V. Harris. He's a financial planner also, and she specializes, lately she's been specializing in real estate and development, and it's helping our whole team and our company a great deal. And Lynda's we've been 20, 25 years we've been together.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
A long time. So if you have any vacant land out there, I'll be happy to show you how to find out what can you build on it. Even if you can't build, it's not zoned for that. You can sometimes get a petition or get a variance, because that 5 unit we're doing in North Miami, guess what size the lot is? 5,700.
Wow.
It's a tiny lot,
Wow.
but we got variances. We got something called a special use covenant, and we just worked it.
And we can build up.
And we can build 2 stories.
Wow.
So just because it says it's not for XYZ, there are a lot of things going on, especially in Miami-Dade County, that will allow you to convert a single family zoned into 3 units. You gotta know, you gotta find out.
And
don't
this,
just assume.
And this principle, this concept, what she's saying in Miami-Dade or Florida, I don't care if you're in California. I don't care if you're in Atlanta. I don't care if you're in Georgia, Chicago, New York, Detroit, Pennsylvania. This same thing is going on in every state.
It really is.
They're giving away money to people who want to build and develop. And like Lynda said, you don't have to there's no college degrees in being a developer. Someone that has a dream. All you have to do is put together a team. If you don't know how to put together a team, you can always call our office at 305-825-1444. Lynda will be happy to talk to you free of charge and just give you some counseling. But you gotta want to. You gotta try. You know? I mean, really. I mean, most people think that, they've seen it all and there's nothing you can do. Only thing you can do is do Forex or the circle or the blessing wheel or sell, network marketing. There's a lot of things out here where you can make money to help enhance your whole lifestyle, leave a legacy, and help your family. You just have to be proactive. You really do. And if a thought comes to you that you know that there's something out there, then that's just wisdom. That's just invisible wisdom telling you there is more, and there's always more. But you got to be willing to try.
Yeah, and I don't want to make it seem like it's super easy. It's not.
It's never easy.
It's never easy.
No.
Anything worth having, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
It's never easy.
I wouldn't be sometimes the only one at the conference.
And stop trying to look for easy stuff. We always look for hard stuff.
Yeah.
You know why we always look for hard things? Why it's hard? Because you don't have a lot of competition. And it's usually once you get through that smoke screen and once you do something that's considered hard, if you keep doing it over and over, guess what? It becomes second nature and it's not hard anymore.
Yeah. If you don't know how to do it, find someone that does. Get your back office in order. Get your credit right. Save your coins. Bring something to the table, whether it's land or money or credit.
Yes.
Don't just come and say,
Give
I
me
want to
something.
learn. Give me something.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Nobody's going to let you just ride on their back and you just stay there.
What have you done?
What value do you bring to the team?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't be here with Robert if I didn't bring value.
Not at all.
It's not because of my smile.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. She would no. If you're not trying to be all you could be, I don't have time for you. I'm telling you. If you're not trying to be all that you could be, I can't spend a lot of time with you. I can say hello, but I can't not spend a lot of time. I can't talk to you if you're not trying to accomplish something. If you're not
So
trying,
you're not saying you're not going to be around somebody just because they fun. You got time for a little fun.
I mean, when I was a kid, I did things as a kid. I'm not a kid anymore. I mean, I shot marbles and played and rolled around. No, I don't have time for that. No. If you're not trying to be all you could be, if you're not trying to think outside the box, I really don't have a lot of time for you.
I don't know how I feel about that, but that's another show. I mean, there's some people you want around you just because they take your mind from it and they just fun.
I don't have a lot of time. For that.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of time for that. It's like I'm always trying to progress and grow and learn.
Right.
I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time, especially being black in America.
Well, let me just say,
be idle.
Everybody knows I'm single. I'm going to get married again. I don't know the time to date the who. But what I do find myself is if you don't bring value to me as a person, I lose interest too. I don't have a lot of time.
Right. It has to be something.
There's
a lot of you all out there. I mean, I see Dorothy, Henderson, Miss Redhead. A lot of you all. I want to just thank you all for tuning in. I want you all to stay tuned. My daughter Hyacinth, her show is coming up. Her and Tavares. This show is coming up at 9:15. I don't see them. I'm pretty sure they're in the office here. They were up here, but they didn't leave. We have a studio upstairs in our office here, and we do everything live here in our office now. We're on YouTube and we also on Facebook Live. I think it's like this is our 4th or 5th show.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting used to it.
We want you all to share. If you like this information, we want you to share it with some of your family and some of your friends.
The share button.
Yes. But Heisey and Tavares will be coming up at 9:15. They're going to also talk to you more about money and finance and how to help yourself. I would like to thank some of you all out there. And Heisey's coming up. Maybe I'll be able to look and see who all tuned in so I can thank you guys.
Phone number 305-825-1444. 305-825-1444. Again, if you have any interest in building, developing, I'll be happy to talk to you about it. I'm knee deep in it. It's exciting. I learn something new every day. And again, I got to thank this gentleman to my right for challenging me.
And I thank the Creator God. I see June out there. Erica, I want to say thank you very much. There's Mario, my man Mario. There goes Curtis K. Okay. Mario, there's A.B. Brown hanging out. And there goes Lavinia. I see her. Blondette, I see you. Miss Ward is out there. La Chata. Look at P. Parnell, Damian Nelson, D. Patterson. All right. Oh, they go
Florida Housing Finance Corp.
Oh man. They go DeLawrence, the Redheads. Hey, listen, I really, look who's that. Kia's there. Hey, I really thank you.
Hey, Devaney, thank you. That's another developer.
Pamela Sylvain. Look at sister-in-law Beckyville.
Hey.
I see Crump out there. Okay. Who's Tracy? I see Tracy. Oh, Tracy. I see you out there. Good. Good information. Like I said, if you want to know more about what we talked about, and go back and look at some of our Facebook shows from previous shows. We talk about wills and trusts. We talk about the CARES Act. This thing that we really talk about that's so good is your family bank, creating your own family bank. Call our office on Monday. We're here. We usually leave our office about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. We're not a 9 to 5er. We're here every day but Sundays. 305-825-1444. We love it. We got to go. Same time, same station. We'll see you next week on Facebook Live, Understanding Money. Stay tuned for my daughter Hyacinth and her colleague, my good guy there who's been with us, is Tavares. We'll be right back.
Wear your mask.